Buongiorno. We have to talk about love story, JFK Jr., CPK. Here in Italy, it's on Disney Plus Italia. And I think we're on the same schedule as the States. 4 episodes have dropped so far. Unlike Heated Rivalry, which we're only on episode 2. I think they dropped it to coincide with the Olympics here in Milano, Cortina. And that's on HBO Italia, HBO Max Italia, excuse me, which is also new here in Italy. If you're new to this channel, my name is Arlene. I am an American woman who moved to Rome in 2008. And on this channel, we talk about all things Italiano, lifestyle, St. Martin, Anguilla. And today's video, we're going to talk a little bit about current pop culture, 2 shows that everyone's talking about. I normally post a video on the 1st and 3rd Sunday of the month, but I had to come on here because let's talk about it. First up, love story. I have to admit that I was not really going to watch this show. I had very little expectations for this series because, like many other people, I saw the photos that leaked last year and not great. Didn't have high hopes. And no. And as somebody who lived in New York in the 90s, I'm a woman of a certain age. I remember that era. I used to see John F. Kennedy Jr. all the time. So I had very low expectations, and I am pleasantly surprised. I think the show really captures that 90s New York City, which is not easy to do. That era before 9/11, before smartphones, back when people used to go out and there was flirting. And I don't smoke, but there was a lot of smoking. I see some comments from younger viewers saying, oh my gosh, why did she smoke so much? Was there so much smoking? Yes, there was a lot of smoking, and you could smoke inside in many places. Also, just places that we all used to go to, Florent. I mean, I miss that place so much. And people talking about the Palladium, which is now a NYU dormitory. It was a different time, and what a time it was. I loved living in the city. I'm not saying it was easy and everything was perfect, but looking back as a Gen Xer, I realize how special that time was, and they nailed it. And I think the cinematography is beautiful. The costume design, which is an area everybody was like, ugh, is fantastic. Been some comments that the needle drops are too much. I disagree. I think music is so important, and no, you don't want to use it as a crutch when you're telling a story, but I feel like it works, and I feel like it helps bring you into this world because it's 2026, you know, and you have to think about people who were not around in the 90s, right? So for them, they don't have the what you call it, they don't have the shorthand to know what is going on, right? You have to think about people who aren't familiar with these 2 people, and I think it's doing a great job. I think it's great that the leads were not super famous. I think they also have quite a bit of chemistry. Again, we're only 4 episodes in. It's bittersweet because we know how the story ends, and that part I'm not looking forward to, but so far so good. I am enjoying it. It's also bittersweet because that time, not that it was perfect and we all didn't have struggles. I mean, I worked some crazy jobs and had some insane bosses, but we had fun. And it's not just because we're older that that's gone. I mean, there are people who are living in New York now in their 20s and 30s, and it's not the same. It's just from what I've been told, it's not the same. I feel like technology, of course, it's great. You can't stop time, but I feel something was lost. And this is New York, so you can imagine other places where they don't have as much community, where you don't have as much diversity, where you don't have people that meet people from all over the world just walking down the street, you know? And they talk about the loneliness epidemic, especially among men. And again, you just look back at that era, it was great. It really was. And on a personal level, it's like, okay, my parents were still alive back then. I know that has something to do with how I'm relating to this series. You know, when they talk about Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis, I didn't realize, or I forgot, that she was only 64 when she passed away. And nothing really prepares you for losing a parent. And it doesn't really matter how old you are, but I think for people who are younger, like her children, yeah, that's tough. But it's not all, you know, grief and sadness. There's also a lot of funny cameos. Like, again, if you lived through that era, you know, they really nailed the time. Remember when people were stealing the bus stop posters from the Kate Moss ads for Calvin Klein? They could not keep them up because people literally were breaking in and taking them. I also remember, you know, working pretty late, having to go to an event, and then we would go out and you would get home as the sun was rising, and then you'd go to work and you would still be able to function. It probably helped for me personally. I did not do drugs, but some of my coworkers did. I don't know. They're still alive today, so God bless. I am really enjoying it, and I'm curious to see how this series will continue. Now we're at the point where they've met, they're going to be together. Another thing, and I talked about this when I did the short last week about Heated Rivalry, flirting, romance. I miss those things, and I know I'm not the only one. So speaking about Heated Rivalry, let's talk about Heated Rivalry. Episode 2 dropped on Friday. It was quite steamy. And I've heard that the first 2 episodes, it's all about world building, and then we're really getting into the story in the following episodes. But I'm enjoying it so far. And again, the leads have incredible chemistry. I think it helps that they're not super famous. I think people in Hollywood obviously know who they are, and I think their careers are going to explode. Same with Love Story. And I can't wait to see the rest. But, you know, I have to wait every Friday, and I'm trying my best not to see any spoilers. People keep saying, oh my gosh, and then in episode 4, it's like, no, please do not tell me what happens in episode 4. I already know there's something about a cottage. I worked on a film in Toronto, and everybody was telling me about the cottages. I understand what that means, so I'm assuming that maybe, I don't know, maybe Shane invited Ilya to the cottage. I don't know. We shall see. I'm really enjoying it. I just started watching Industry. I will talk about that at another time. But right now, I am so enjoying Love Story, which I didn't think I would, and Heated Rivalry. Okay, something someone brought up on Threads, and we were all talking about it, is that we miss magazines and print media. Again, it's just not the same. So many of those magazines don't exist anymore. And reading on screen is not the same. I loved Sunday mornings. I had the paper delivered to my apartment, and, you know, quite a few people on my floor also had the paper delivered. So early in the morning, you would hear that thump as they were dropping off that thick Sunday New York Times. And I would go to the gym, I'd go to Equinox. If it was nice out, maybe I'd go run in the park. And then on my way back, you know, pick up a bagel or bacon, egg, and cheese, and a couple magazines from the newsstand. I mean, and I would just sit there in my apartment and read my magazines. It was like a perfect Sunday. I miss that. Or I would go to brunch with friends, and on the way back from brunch, we would stop by the newsstand, and we would all talk about, oh, did you read this magazine? Did you read that magazine? Da, 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 da. I think something was lost because it's tactile, and I get it. Technology, you can't stop progress, but I feel we have lost something, and it's sad. It truly is. So let me know in the comments, have you been watching? Okay, I have to wait till this police car turns around because it's making too much noise. And I've lost some of the sun. Okay, so let me know in the comments, are you watching Love Story? Are you watching Heated Rivalry? If you're watching the latter, please do not discuss what happens after episode 2, please. These shows wrap up here in Italy. I will post another video, but I had to get on here today to talk about these 2 shows because I'm so excited. Like, I can't wait every Friday to see the new episode. So I hope you enjoyed this little video. Excuse all the background noise. I'm in the Porta Nuova neighborhood here in Milan. I had to run an errand. It's a gorgeous day today. The sun just went behind a skyscraper. Thank you for watching. If you're a subscriber, thank you for subscribing. If you're not a subscriber, please hit the like and subscribe button. It will help me grow the channel. And I will see you soon. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Ciao for now.